All right, get everything going here. Do all the usual setups and stuff like that. Tell the Discord I'm streaming. Oops. All right, get all my stuff together. Make certain everything is live. Okay, I got that. Bring up the restream. Monitor all the chats at once. I could have set up beforehand, but I didn't do that. There you go. That's my explanation for today. Today is definitely just a day where I was like, I feel a little better, might as well stream. Everything together. Okay. Got my notes handy too. Shrink that down so I can actually see. That one too. Streaming on multiple platforms takes a lot of extra work. All right, so why is it not playing the music in the background? This is being retarded? Got it. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. I have two sets of earbuds. Whenever I swap them, sometimes it gets retarded. All right. I was working on this room in here. The newest room being added in. Because I thought having just some stupid thing at the bottom here was really lame, and I needed something, you know. There was nothing here, and now there's a whole room here with machinery that does work. But I think I have the machinery off. I'm probably going to put some sort of pipe thing you can jump on to get up to things. Hide a key somewhere in here. You know, all the usual stuff. Okay. I might put a special floor in here too. I'm gonna grab one of these other floor things here. I've just decided to put floors over the floor rather than try to make a bunch of little floors. This seems a lot easier to me. I guess this room is significantly bigger than I thought. Fair enough. I knew I'd need something at the bottom here, so kind of what I'm just doing here, making this area more interesting than it was previously. Hey Lepus, how's it going? You feeling any better tonight? You said you were feeling kind of not so great yesterday. Or more importantly, good enough to actually use Unreal Engine? do. Sure. Oh, that's good. Perfect timing to get back to work. Yes. The curse of the game dev, as soon as you feel even slightly better. Why aren't you just working on your game, right? What goes through my head? Can you use carpet in this room? I almost want to redo this wall so it can have like a non-leaf thing in here, but oh, that's a lot of extra work. I don't know how much I care. Oh, I need to get some lights. Probably a table too. Am I leaving a pillar in here? Oh. Wait. That was just a terrible job on my part. Literally the worst job ever. Just didn't even come close to having it near the wall. Nice. So you got a project for the night all lined up? Some sort of thing you're learning? Oh, I forgot you have the best job ever for learning Unreal Engine. Good. I don't think this needs to be in here. I think this room is going to be a little different. I need to raise the ceiling up though, because it doesn't match that window at all. Actually, I don't need to do that at all. I just need to make this thinner, right? Oh, check it out. Okay, I can't stand this slow speed. My master plan for how I would do the city and everything. Since the cloud thingy now has the ability to have me up in the sky and everything too. Or have 2 layers of clouds. Because why not have a sky city? It's so much better. Yeah, don't they? And the best part is when you go up to this thing here, tools, audit, and statistics, the sum tris used to be something like 78,000. Sorry, 78 million. And 40 million of that was the ocean I had in the distance. Yeah. The ocean you could barely see. Seems like kind of a waste, you know? The rest of the game is this tiny little... Yeah, it's huge. I'm just like... And then the mountains in the background were, I think, like 4 or 5 million. But the thing about them is that without the ocean there, they just look kind of crappy. But instead, I would just do the other. I just go, oh, look, I have clouds instead. And it probably takes some resources to use, but... I don't know how often it's going to come up that you even look out there and see it. But I decided I would just do the whole Skies of Arcadia type of thing where I'd have islands in the air. A whole world underneath that's basically been completely destroyed by being covered by the clouds. Like maybe some disaster happened there. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. You're playing as a doll in a toy store. Does it really matter what happened to some calamity in the world? Probably not. Probably be fine not knowing. That's my theory anyway. Yeah, like, it's just so much better. Okay. don't know why that random to stopping, but sure. I probably want to grab like a table in this thing here. Maybe I'll just do this and just put this stuff in there. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, that ultra dynamic sky thing is such a good investment. It does basically everything you've ever wanted to do in the air, and you don't have to make anything. It's just so good. I'm probably gonna get rid of that pillar there anyway. Actually, I think I'm gonna put this farther over to the side. I'm gonna move this machine over here, so you can hop on the machine to get up there. I'm gonna get rid of this light because I don't like it. I'm gonna take this pillar and shrink it. I can if I want. I mean, it has the ability to do all that. After all, there's just a straight up time of day thing here, but like there's like a time of day thing like that. Animate time of day, day length, night length, random starting time, sunrise event, sunset event. I mean, how fast time is. This thing is so complicated that it can actually tell you if your character is exposed to the weather or not, and provide you details on how much like exposed they are. Like, you know, are they freezing or things like that? Like, it's all in here. Like this thing, they keep updating it with more and more stuff, and it's just, I'm just like, oh, can it do 2 layers of clouds? Of course it could do 2 layers of clouds. Why not? It's just like, can it make a city in the sky? Sure can. Just, but I mean, it just has like everything under the sun, just the things it can do. The basic controls, time of day, volumetric clouds. It can like do like cartoon clouds too. It's pretty funny. The 2D dynamic clouds, yep, in case you want the 2D style. Actually, I can adjust the clouds so you can see what they look like. Let's go sit off by the docks here. They usually do volumetric, but you can do like 2D dynamic clouds, which I don't think they actually work with the double layer, or if they do, it sucks pretty hard. I think that's because the other thing is the it's based on the volumetric clouds rather than the 2 layers. There's of course the aurora, which doesn't show up during the day. You can adjust the settings on these auroras to make them like ridiculous, and of course space being the other one. Space is weird because there's nothing, no atmosphere blocking the light, so how you move the light can make a huge difference for how it looks. And of course, it comes with ultra dynamic weather, which has all the, you know, various options for these, including the ability to make it where you're like splashing through the puddles and things like that, and stuff getting wet and stuff. You don't see me doing it because the game's indoors. Like, I don't have much reason to have rain. But I mean, it's amazing. It's really easy too. The let me see how it worked. Was like I think it's like UDS, something like that. No, sorry, I typed UDS right. No. I forgot what they're called. Hey Bard, how's it going? Yeah, something on the marketplace. I can't remember how to do it. There's a component you add them, and you add them to where the feet are on your model, and then it checks for those, and then when you run through the puddles, it'll splash. And I have to look up what it's called because I've totally forgotten. I thought it was UDS, but it's not an occlusion thingy, so ultra dynamic, man, yeah, I don't remember what it was. Yeah, it's an ultra dynamic sky. Let me find it on there. Fab. Ultra dynamic sky. Real fast. Yeah, it's this one here. These get on sale. It'll be like 20 bucks on sale whenever Fab has another sale, but I mean, you need only look at those reviews and see how much it speaks for itself right there. And he just keeps updating it over and over and over. Every time I look, it has a new feature. The last update was my phone's blocking the Discord, so I can't see which one it is. He just updated it on the 3rd. And that's because there was a bug in the update on the 27th that added like this big old laundry list of things, and it's like, damn. Damn. It's crazy. I don't even understand half the things it lists. But that's okay. But yeah. I highly recommend it. It'll save you so much effort. Designing your own sky and weather patterns and everything is just, it's a lot of work. And this is just drag, drop, and adjust settings all day. Yeah, sure thing. See, check it out, Bart. I've decided to swap out the ocean and the mountains for now my city and the sky. Ooh. I haven't really made the docks look cool because you can't really see them, but turns out the ocean was 2/3 of all the triangles on the entire map. That's right, the rest of the game and the ocean was 2 times that. I was like, I don't need that bad. I like my clouds just as much. We're good. But yeah. I really regret that there's no use for rain in this because I want to use the ultra dynamic sky with rain option, but there's just not. There's no rain. It's just not happening. 0.5 maybe. I'll have to increase the height of those walls anyway. I really want this window to be completely open. I'm going to go ahead and hit that with my face like an idiot. Good job. Curse you, window. You're slightly in the way. Wait, what am I doing? That's not the one I'm supposed to be changing. I'm supposed to be changing this one. I think it's like 90 or... Yeah. I needed something at the bottom of this area, basically. So this room exists now to make life a little better. That's pretty close. But the problem now is if I do that, I might just have to give up on the matching the window thing. Or restructure this to go higher up. It was just kind of weird to have this not be flush with that, you know? Gonna duplicate both these things here so I don't have to get too crazy about it. Yeah, those dialogue systems. Let's get this over a little bit because my microphone is way over here, and actually I can move the microphone way over. Do this over here. Go. Yeah, those dialogue systems. Like, they're complicated. The one I currently have, the way the dialogue plays out is I just clone the dialogue base here, and then I go to the dialogue thing. I go to the dialogue function, and then I add whatever I want there in a blueprint. And then it's an actor component, so I just stuff it on the actor who's supposed to use it. And I tell it it has an event graph thing. I just have to get the player character in the event graph. That's all it really does. But it just tells us to initiate the dialogue, and like on Tinker here. Oh, it doesn't matter. The NPCs are the ones who initiate dialogue. Might be under dialogue and cutscenes, maybe. I tried a bunch of ones there, so this one might be the old one that I'm not even using, probably. Or maybe I did it directly on Tinka. That's interesting. Sure. Not the living event. There you go, be in dialogue. So yeah, I just have it as a function here, and all the function does is open conversation, and open conversation is... Oh, wait. It's more complicated than that. My bad. Target is AC dialogue base. Yeah, and then it goes to open conversation, which, because this is a child of the dialogue base, as you can see up there, it's the child of it. It then goes through and does all this complicated crap, and it's just, you can see all the functions involved. It's... But at the end of the day, now if I wanted to write dialogue, all I have to do is go here and just start drawing it out here, and it's make an array of the options, add a dialogue. I added in the player image options, a speaker image option, audio for it, animations. Yeah. But the cool thing is that whenever the dialogue is updated, like basically you run this, and then a pass-through option here, and this update here can be dragged off to do whatever code you want. Like say over here, I give them a key by just simply running this here. Because it's a blueprint, I don't have to do anything special. I mean, this is still an interface, which you'll see me do all the time. I just use a message, name of item collected, and went to the player character. I came to this simple conclusion that to save myself a lot of time and effort, I would do everything revolving around a few things in the game. The first being the player character, because the player character is always accessible with no effort. You can just get the player character, it's very easy to reference. The game mode, which is always accessible by anybody. And the player controller, which is always accessible as well. I've also started adding these to the level blueprints, but the thing about that is they're only accessible if you're on that level. But since most of my game does happen on one level, it's kind of probably fine to do that. But for the most part, yeah. Yeah. I have a simple one I do as well. And it's run whenever, like, say, like when you get a crystal ball or something. Or actually, even better. I have a quick one here. I can show you what I did. Let me find it. Finding the first room. I'm actually using this in the dark more than I am in the light. Yeah, I put a trigger box here. And on the level blueprint, so you can just go up there, open level blueprint, right? I broke it intentionally because I'm not going to use it anymore. A message to check the story progress. If I have it, don't have it, then it does this thing it does do once, and then progresses the story, which just adds this to Poppet. And then I just have a set HUD dialogue. And so if I go by HUD here, this is like a jank way to do it. This is if I don't care about the player interacting.
Let me find you. UI. It's the HUD here. Yeah, event set HUD dialogue here. And it just sends the message over there with the speaker and then the dialogue it's supposed to do. Takes the dialogue text on here, that's in this area here, and just sets it to what it is, and it just changes the speaker image here. Well, it makes it visible first off. Oh yeah. They do look fancier. There's a free plugin and it's called Crystal Nodes. And it makes your stuff look cool. Yeah, it's just $0. Just that, and yeah, that one's really good. And the other one that I use that has, this thing sucks. Oh, did I get rid of auto size? I didn't even put. Oh no, it's right there. Auto size comments is also fun. Pretty good. Assuming it even still exists, yeah. And auto size comments basically let you do this. I'll show you what it does right now. I'm gonna go ahead and move these off here real fast here. So I just select it all and make a comment like that, and you know, it just sets it the size blah blah blah, and this will be set HUD dialogue. And then, you know, let's say I move some things around. You see how it'll just resize it for me? Or if I want to add something here, you can highlight some stuff there and go, okay, and you click the little plus there, and now that's part of it too. Maybe I don't like them in there, and you can X them out, and suddenly it's not part of it. So yeah, those are pretty useful. I am something of a fan. And those are the only two I actually use to mess with the engine at all. I don't really bother after that. I haven't found anything else that's cool. If I found something else that was kind of cool, I would use it, but I have grown to like the other one there. But yeah, I was just setting the HUD thing like that and just having a crap delay. This is like the stupidest type of method for doing dialogue, and it works. Like, let's see, I can show you how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one here. I don't need her there. I gotta change Poppet slightly in order for this to work. I gave her a thing so this wouldn't trigger. Story progress. Yeah, basically I have a thing in here and it just checks to see if these are checked or not, and it can add a new one too. Yeah, you think that till you come back or you design enough systems that eventually it gets complicated. So the longer I've been working on the project, the more I started doing that. So yeah, I should be able to drop here. Yeah, it gets pretty bad. I need more comments on my stuff. Even now, I still feel like I don't comment enough. Comments inside of comments. There's also a trick I'll show you in a second to do other things with comments. I have her float for a second before she drops, just so things load. Oh, I forgot I'm not using the right game mode. Two game modes. One's the test game mode. It's designed to do things very differently than the other ones. Besides, this one takes forever to load, apparently. That's weird. I have to jump back in. Well, that should work. That's interesting. I wonder why you're not. I'll just put a 2 on there just in case it's messing it up somehow. This is the defunct thing I'm not even going to do anymore, but it works with the crystal balls. I have so much crap open on the other side. I had different projects I was working on, but I forgot to really do the stuff with it yet. I don't know why you're not triggering. That's interesting. I know why you're not triggering, because I'm dumb. You know why it's not triggering, right? Because I disconnected it earlier. That's why it doesn't trigger. Duh. That makes sense, right? I forgot I broke it intentionally because I was not going to use this method for telling this kind of story. Yeah, I broke it. I break things all the time. I don't intentionally, just so I plan on doing them later. I'm going to do dialogue stuff later, but I just can't decide on the dialogue system I like. I keep tweaking it, and I got tired of looking at it. It should work. Or not. Okay. I'm wondering why this doesn't work. Perhaps everything loaded needs to be triggered or something because it has problems. I don't know. Should just trigger. Yeah, I'm not going to invest too much time. I'll just put a crystal ball by there and walk into it to show you what it does, because the crystal balls work exactly the same way. I don't know why it's having problems with this particular one. That's weird. Shouldn't need this. You are triggering, right? I'm curious. Well, part of the system I use, but not this particular one there. I'll grab a crystal ball right after this test. I was just curious if it was even triggering. If I broke something. It's like the last test I plan on doing on this. I'm just going back to building things, but I'll grab a crystal ball and show you the effect. Well, that's interesting. It did do the hello, so it is triggering it, but it's just not working. Whatever. Okay, I'm just going to do this, and I'll just run over and grab a crystal ball. It's using the same set HUD command. Now I just want to make sure the crystal ball works. It should. It's working off an item collected, but it runs the same set HUD command. So... And see, it just does a picture like that, a name, and a thing. And then they just vanish afterwards. And that's just timed. And this is so I don't lock the thing like that. And that's like the most like brain dead way I could do it. It doesn't do anything special. It doesn't respond to the player. It just sits there for a second. That's the crap dialogue option I have, and then I have an actual dialogue system, which is fine. But again, I keep messing with it and don't like what I have so far, so I'm kind of like, maybe. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna raise this up. Okay, you know, I forgot about that bug with those. Or if you click on one but you click on another spline, it screws it up. Like it doesn't select right. What's important is Poppet has to be able to run up this without catching on the ground. Yeah, I'm just gonna flash messages for that dialogue thing on the ground whenever you pick up something, and just have it like actually just speak it. It's just I'm just gonna use like an AI voice generator to generate all the voices temporarily, and then later on add in voice actors. But this way, I didn't have to worry about them having time to read it because they just say it. That seems okay, except for right there. I caught on something right there. Yeah, that's not very good feeling. Whoa, whoa there, buddy. What's going on there, pal? I'll move the rails in a second. It's like the last room that needs a redesign. It just needs a bunch of stuff added because it had nothing. I actually went through and added a whole bunch of jumping puzzles to the bottom of it, though. Yeah, as long as they don't catch on there, that needs to be raised up a little bit. Yeah, now there's jumping puzzles all the way throughout. Over here and everything too. Going all throughout those and everything too. Oh, hey Bam Bam. Yeah, looks nice. No, I'm just designing. The actual lighting is supposed to be this, but it's really hard to see and design things in the dark. So it's actually supposed to look like this. I redid this whole room with, took out the tree things, put in these kinds of trees that are multicolored and fun. Put lights in hanging off of stuff too, so that it was easier to not die. Oh, thanks. Yeah. And I added in a new room here with a hidden way in, where you can shrink this mushroom down and get into here. This is the machinery room that's like powering all the stuff in here. So this is like this was originally just a completely empty area down here. It's optional. You sneak in the back here, you get yourself a key, and then you can come and go there, and one of the upgrades is hidden in here, including a crystal ball too. The crystal balls aren't for show. The crystal balls are actually part of unlocking one of the tarot cards. You have to find all of them if you want all the tarot cards. And consequently, the best ending. I was actually having a discussion with someone earlier because there was going to be a way to upgrade tarot cards, like a leveling system for them, but then I scrapped that because it just was weird and I don't understand why I need that. Now you just get upgrades for the tarot cards outright by finding new ones instead of paying for some, stat upgrades. But then I had a character who was originally like a fortune teller who upgraded your tarot cards, and now she no longer has a function. It's like, okay, cool. So now she hunts down crystal balls for you, or like points out where they're supposed to be. And I renamed her too. Actually, it should be Crystaballa. Yeah, I mean, the thing is you have the two ends of the coin, right? Like you have the Metroid of Metroidvania, and then you have like the Symphony of the Night style Castlevania game. And obviously, Metroid has no leveling, none, not a zip. You don't level anything. It's all collectibles. And then Symphony of the Night and all the ones like it are basically an RPG platformer. Metroidvania, like they have all the full-on, like straight up might as well be a JRPG level of items, and that's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love things like Symphony of the Night's what got me into those. I mean, I love Bloodstained that he made later. Those are awesome. I'm a big fan of what is known as an Igavania. Unfortunately, that also requires a disgusting amount of balancing for levels, building a whole leveling curve thing, making all these special items and just things. A whole lot of work that's just, too much for one guy. Like, I could have a simple leveling system, but then I also realized that, okay, so every single one of the tarot cards has 3 upgrades. And they're all the major arcana are present. That means 22 major arcana, which means there are 66 abilities. I don't think I need a leveling system anymore. I think 66 abilities will get the job done. I just get the sneaking suspicion. So, I'm just like, I do have a shopkeeper who mostly just sells very specific things. A very limited shop. It's not like it's more like a Zelda shop. It's not like you'd see like an RPG shop. It's literally just got items on the ground that you can just pick up and buy. So literally just like old school Zelda shop, because I figured it was super easy to make, and I was like, I'll just do this. But yeah, exactly. Like I'm at the cutting things portion of the game where there's things that I think are just, I just need to be realistic. Some things just don't work. They play badly. They're just stupid. I'm spending a lot of time on them for no real reason. Currently, the painting world is the thing that I'm still looking at going, I really like the concept of it, but other than looking cool, it plays kind of lame. The more I look at, the lamer it plays. Like, it's cool for traveling between paintings, cool, and it does have a whole mechanic of rescuing toys, which does give you something to do and is kind of a nice break for things. But then you got to go there and they just have a building there and you just talk to them. I guess they could have a quest that spawns, because then it's like, how many quests am I going to make? This is a Metroidvania, not a Questvania. Like, I mean, what is this? I mean, we're not an RPG, so it's like. But I like the idea of it because it's like an old idea stolen from like Soul Blazer a million years ago. And I have a whole lot, well, it's built there, but like, even if you look at the painting world now, I'll go to it real fast, sure. It's just kind of open, and like, there's a couple buildings that appear here, like Mini Pop's thing will appear here, and when you unlock Annie's on her little shop appears here, and I have like Fortuna's tent, and then just the character I'm working on, so that doesn't matter. I'm eventually gonna have like a battle arena, and I'm like going, but Most of the time, in my experience, you run here, you talk to someone, they give you something, then you jump back in a painting and go somewhere else. That's the gameplay of this map. It's kind of lame. But here's the thing. Let's say I take this map out. Okay. Well, now I have to throw away the whole mechanic of rescuing toys. So that's a gameplay element now gone. That doesn't play badly necessarily by itself. The system between the Axis fast travel no longer works because that's what happens here. That's kind of it. Like, basically, like, well, I guess without the fast travel, then, you know, if I have a shop, you'd have to go back to the shop every time, or does she just randomly appear places? I don't know. Basically, it acts as a hub. So it'd be good for a lot of questing things or lots of dialogue if I want to put it in. It's just... it plays weird. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. That's why you've seen me spend very little time working on it. I guess I haven't done any streaming in a while, but why I've spent a lot less time working on it. Because I don't know if I'm going to get heap it or not. Like, I have some things in here, and it does work, and it does play. But in reality, I'd probably shrink the map considerably, and then maybe unlock new areas as you find open things, I guess. Maybe I could include jumping puzzles here to get things. But then the other thing is instead of having more monsters, or like more enemies to fight, I'm now devoting a bunch of time to making NPCs. And wasting models on those that don't fight. So I don't know. There's definitely some ideas that are built into it that I would have to scrap. And I've just been leaving it as a... I'll think about it. It's also like the battle against Voodoo, where like you have Mini Pop there, the little like the Voodoo doll she summons of you. That also plays incredibly badly. So much so that I've questioned if it should even be in the fight. I haven't found a way to make it play well yet. I'm not going to worry about it yet because it's not going to be in the demo. Because I decided to swatch the demo all the way down to where it's just Patrick, because I saw how long it took to get to Patrick. And you're already looking at like 20 minutes to 25 minutes, and I know where I'm going. I don't know why I need to have like all the way up to Voodoo. And that means they're going to be like an hour and a half to 2 hours just for the demo. That's insane. No. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm happy that people can be along and learn from my mistakes, right? Like, we'll all learn from my mistakes. It's the plan. Yeah, I've been going through, and the other thing that's been happening a lot is I've been creating a document here. Yeah, exactly. And this thing here is starting to show exactly where things are at. Like the full demo layout. Which rooms can you go to? What order they go to? What do I still need to finish for each of these rooms? A lot of these ideas are getting moved around, like ideas are getting not added there. I'm making a section to finish the demo. What do I really need? I was playing with story stuff. I did a bunch of things like during the month where I wasn't feeling very well, basically. It took me a long time to do them, so it wasn't really a good amount of progress for a month, but it was good progress. Really being pretty ill feeling. But yeah, like I started just changing things around, just going, okay, well, this is like, this is my thing of the to-do list has ideas on it too, but I also have, I started putting together an actual story thing instead, and testing out voices and trailer things like that, and where each of the stuff was it was going to be said, and what needed to be said up to the end of the demo. Things like that. So that's okay. Like where crystal balls are, what Tinka talks about. That's the thing, is Tinka acts as kind of the explainer of stuff in the game. So kind of my tutorial, if you will. But she explains the lore of the world in ways that make sense, hopefully, for you. So it's funny, when I actually wrote her, like the first interaction with her and, you know, Poppet, I realized that I have a really hard time writing women who are nice people. I just realized every time I write them, they're not nice people. They're never nice people, ever. I'm just like, this isn't what I want at all. I already don't like either of these people. But I was sitting there going, I can't even name a real life example of a nice female I've ever met in my life. I've known a lot of them. I've dated a lot of them. And I was like, wow, I spent so much time studying them, how to write them, and things. I'm just going, I'm just going to write ones that aren't real. I spent so much time. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I just realized that of all the ones I met in real life, I wouldn't want to actually base my characters on those. So what I'm actually going to do is just write idealized versions of them because I want people to like them. That's really what it is. I want people to like them. And yeah. Because I mean, they spent a lot of time bickering and arguing, trying to one up each other, like, you know, in like social aspects. And I was like, because that's a lot of how women talk. Like there's a constant game going on when in their like social circles. It's like under the surface, and they like to use a lot of words to say things because it's not about what they're saying. It's about the attention that it gives them because you're listening to them talk. So it's verbose. Do you know what makes really horribly boring dialogue? People who are really verbose that say nothing. I'm just like going. Because I made that the version of Poppet Quest for RPG Maker. The first version of it actually took about 6.5 minutes to get through the intro story. And a streamer played the test. This was my pure test version, just pure, you know, like this was a concept game, and he was treating it like it was some full release on Steam, and I was like, man, this is my idea. And he spent like so long picking it apart, but it took him like 30 minutes to do this story, and I had to record it. I'm like, man, this story is only 6.5 minutes long. I realized these were funny things you were talking about. You were talking about my war, and I appreciate all of that, but man, it wasn't half an hour long, dude. Dude only would review things for half an hour. It's funny. But yeah, like I've just been sitting there going, every time I read the characters, they're not good people. Yeah. Because I really want it to, I mean, the goal is to tell a story. And there's major story beats that need to happen. I mean, Poppet's there for a reason. She was out looking for a missing friend, and she just happened upon, you know, in trying to find that friend, following the path that, you know, her friend took, she happened upon the same serial killer that, you know, took out her friend. She thinks. She's not 100% certain, but I mean, it'd be kind of lame if it was just nothing to do with anything. So clearly, she was obviously killed first. So something like that, there is, like, Poppet has a goal to find like that. So she wants to find her friend because she's like, hey, you know, maybe my friend's here, you know, and I hope she's not, but hey. But then I realized people like, you know, say like Tinka would be, imagine if you were stuck in paintings. Like you could travel to any painting you wanted in this building, but you could never leave the paintings. And everyone you could talk to was largely crazy and really couldn't hold a conversation with you. And the only person who could was a 14-year-old ghost girl who hates you. So she would want to, I mean, she would just be starved for attention. She would love to talk. She would talk so much. Because finally someone she can talk to, right? But then that's kind of annoying for the player. I kind of rewrote Poppet a little bit based on that first streamer who was reviewing the stories and his experience of Tinka talking too much and him being annoyed at that. So I made Poppet also annoyed at people who talk too much. I was like, okay, just get on with it kind of thing. I thought this funny. To be fair, it was actually a guy who was watching it too, so I'm actually basing it not even off of a female, you know, but I just thought it was hilarious. I was just like, well, if that's how the player views it, and I view the Poppet as the player, huh? I mean, the first interaction I thought was kind of funny between the two of them, except for that, like I said, at the end of the day, they both just seemed like not very nice. I guess to be fair, I mean, Poppet's not going to come across as really nice when she's found out she's been killed. You know, and like brought back as a doll. Like, she's going to be probably upset and going through some issues, I'd imagine. And every time I've written Tinka, like, she was supposed to be like kind of, you know, quirky, maybe a little seductive and like, you know, somewhat friendly, but mostly kind of funny. She's mostly just got a sick sense of humor every time I've ever written her. Every time. She just comes across as just being partially mean and partially just like screwing with people because she thinks it's fun. She just has a mean sense of humor. It's just like, is that what I want her to be? I don't even know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, in the actual Game Jam game version, there was, the story was being told, first by a rabbit with no arms, that was looking for arms, which was funny. But there was a picture that never talked, and the picture would show you various, things going on. And the picture was just called Pick. Because it was just like, it was a Game Jam game. I didn't put much time into naming anything or lore or anything like that. I was like, this is a Game Jam game. I had like a month to work on it. So these ideas came out there. And Tinker got added in later as an option for that because I realized, you know, I could introduce her as a character in this and she would play out in later games as well. It should have been up here. So originally the painting didn't talk. But then I realized that there's like two ways I could really go about this game. There's the nobody talks thing. Like, let's just say Poppet is silent, a silent protagonist. And instead I just put things written on the walls and on various books and things like that. You know, just places like that, you know, like the toys, make none of the toys talk. Just say they can't talk. They just make weird grunts and strange laughs and things like that. And that's about it. Like, you know, creepy things like that. And then I just, you know, put messages like, you know, this scrawled in blood to do and things like that. I could go that route. The plus side to that is, well, I don't have to write very much. Which, I'm not a pro writer. So, okay. I mean, there was a definite advantage on not relying on my weakest skill. I don't know. With how I program, sometimes that feels like my weakest skill. And then, or I can go the route of, you know, it's like heavy dialogue, heavy story type of thing, you know, like these are the ways I could go with it. And it's like, then Poppet talks and then it becomes more of an adventure game. The upside is I could tell a much more complicated story that way. The downside is I have to write a much more complicated story that way. That is still the route to plan. As far as how I was going to do it. Other stuff I'm not sure on. I need to make a bunch of menus and things too, but I don't even know what information I want in the menus yet. I have a new menu system too. That's true. The new menu system will let you tweak all the settings of the game too. Well, tweak all the graphic settings and audio settings and stuff. We're waiting. We're waiting. My poor computer hates me. I might reduce the time she's hovering there. I increased it because it wasn't loading. You see I have all the options to change things, including redoing the controls. The ability to save in multiple areas if you want. Loading as well. The tarot menu, it's not very good yet. These need to be adjusted, but you'll be able to switch all the tarots from there. Currently what I have for the menu thing. And of course I kept the picture thing because I just like the picture thing. I updated that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on this whole thing here. I've been trying to decide exactly where I'm going with it. Yeah. Thanks, yeah. It's gonna need some tweaking because I don't even know what I want in it quite yet. I don't know if I want a rock here or not. I might just leave no rocks here. My concern is this. Poppet can fall in these little areas. I think I might take it out. At the end of the day, Poppet is very tiny. You always have to remember that when building the levels. Poppet is tiny. Poppet gets stuck in everything. And then from here, I'm gonna grab a pipe. Do I have a straight pipe already? I think I do right here. I grab this pipe and duplicate it all the time because I don't want to have to resize them to this over and over. But yeah, I've been tweaking. I had to redo the whole save system so you could save multiple areas, and it just was a pain. Oh yeah, the water thing. Yeah, the theory is that it pulls from these pools down here back up into here. And then it goes out through here. And falls into this pool from there. And then just because it's fun, there's yet another waterfall over here. Someone goes down here. And another pipe that yanks the water up from over here. You can't go through these pipes. I could make it where you could, but I guess the only ability that could is the chariot. If it lets you fly, would let you go through that. Nothing else would actually give you the ability to go through that. So yeah, this whole map has got some massive tweaking going on. It now takes way longer to do this level or this area. Because now you have to jump down here, get the Empress, and then you got to jump over to these, across all this crap, go over here, get this, get Patrick's key. From here, you could just kill yourself to get back to the save point if you wanted. Or you can backpedal through here with the Empress, and you can use this, you can shrink this mushroom to unlock a secret passage into here, where you'll get access to the key for here. And later on, you can return and get this power up from here too. Do I even want one that you can actually go through? I don't think I do. I could have it here. It could just be a machinery thing going on. That's one of the things that really changed in my mind. That sounded so much cooler on paper, and then when I started building it, it was just so much lamer than I thought it was going to be. And that's the ability to run through pipes. This sounded so cool when I first thought. I was like, ah, cool, I get to be a little tiny doll running through the pipes. You know what doesn't play out very well? Being a little tiny doll running through pipes. Just gonna let you in on a little secret. Really not as fun as it sounds. Like, it's not awful, but it's not that fun. I was really expecting it to be like the best thing. Like an improvement over sliced bread, and yet it was not an improvement over sliced bread. It was like an improvement over moldy bread. Like, it's fine, but is it though? Is it really? I could put a moon door here. That's an idea. I'd have to put a hole in that wall though, so I have to remake that whole wall just to do that if I do that. I could also just bend the pipe at a corner. This might not fit. Can always push this into the ground a bit. I think I might actually just have a... Could have a pipe going into here too, for that matter. I definitely realized I was missing some stuff here for making it look cool, or like making this fun. Well, this strategy doesn't work very well. I've been experimenting with those an incredible amount, including DirectX 12, which I quickly disabled DirectX 12's lighting. And the reasoning for it is the game plays really badly when it's really hard to see. Oh, that's perfect. I'll be right back then. I'm gonna go grab myself something to drink then. So, got a moment, and I'll go over it. All right. So yeah, I was experimenting with DirectX 12, and I don't know if you've ever seen Game of Thrones when they had the battle with the White Walkers in like season 8 or something, and it was so dark you couldn't see anything. Because that's what happens. You enable DirectX 12's lighting, and suddenly you can't light the darkness. The darkness always wins. You can't see crap. You have to have so many lights to try to fight back that, and you just can't see anything. You'll make these beautiful levels, and you just can't see a damn thing. It's like, oh, cool, what a great game you made. I sure wish I could see it. So I settled on the Pixar style of, lighting, or like the DreamWorks type of thing, where instead of it being, really is dark, like this room, like it looks darker like this, but I want it dark enough where it appears like it's dark, but not so dark you can't see the game, because how are you going to play the game if you can't see? I ended up putting a light on Poppet. I had to put lights on the enemies. You just couldn't see anything, so you're just getting hit by things in the middle of nothing. It's like, oh, like if it was a horror game, it'd play differently. That'd be perfectly fine. But in this, you need to be able to dodge and deal with like projectiles and stuff like, and you just can't see them. And I would show you what it does, but if you switch to DirectX 12 like that, you have to recompile all the shaders, and it'll take like 20 minutes or something to do. Like, or probably even longer with the streaming. So, you'll take my word for it. Like, just enable, like, I ended up disabling like all these things for that very reason, because you just can't see. Like, this room would just be nearly like, oh, but here's the other thing is some things like don't really, like, they're like emissive. Like, this water is kind of emissive, so you'd be able to see the water. You couldn't see anything else, but you can see the water just fine. It's so weird. Some materials are like that. Yeah, but it became impossible to play the game. Like, I was trying to play the game with it on. I just couldn't even play my own game. I was like, so, I pretty much gave up the idea of the complete darkness thing, and instead just have a million indicators to show whether or not you are in fact in the darkness. I mean, let's start with the obvious, like, because
yeah, exactly.
yeah, see, and Hollywood does that a lot. There's a lot of like shows that where they have this like what like I'm assuming they made it in Unreal Engine. They like DirectX 12 enabled. It's too dark. You cannot see, and it's no point like that. Like, but here you go. See, like I have an indicator that says you're safe, which means you're near a light, close enough. But also you'll notice she has a light around her too. It's a white light. When she's cursed, the light switches to like purple to show now she's in the dark. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Because like, here's the thing: if this light wasn't here and she was standing by a light, you wouldn't see anything. Like, actually, I'll just disable it. You could see the difference of not having that light. You can't tell that she's even in light. Like, I have so many things to try to show you that she's in the light. Curse light. So I have an even better room as an example, but I'll use this as an example for now. I'll show you the better room in a second. You can just see where like you can't even tell. I keep adding more and more indicators to say, hey, you're in that, because I'm not going to make it so dark that you can't see. Because the other downside to the making it that dark is all those lights require a lot of resources too. Like, it ain't free to light a room, you know? Okay, well, so see, I'm safe right now. I don't know if you know that. I mean, look at how in the light I am. Can't you see how in the light I am? It's great, isn't it? Well, I'm in the darkness now. Can you tell? I'm within range of a light. Like, yeah, you see, you can't even tell that you're actually safe. There's this thing saying you're safe, and you're not losing things like that. You can't see Poppet in the light until you're way close to it, because the light doesn't have enough of an effect. So that sucks. So without that, it's like I can't even tell if I'm safe. Okay, it's even worse here. Like on these ones here, where we'll use it. This is a horrible example here. Okay, so for all these lights that are higher up, because I built it like humans are using it, right, for the most areas. So to give that illusion like that, that means these things are so significantly higher than Poppet that they don't hit her with light at all. I need to reduce that time. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in the light, guys. Can't you tell? Like, cool, man. Oh, I'm in the dark now. Did you notice the shift? Real cool. Yeah. Oh, I'm safe again. So I'm literally just tricking the player by doing exactly turning this light on and off, because otherwise you can't, like, without it, you have no idea if Poppet is safe. So, but along comes this light, and like I've been experimenting with this for a while, like the whole time the project there, just ways to show that you're in the light and testing every form of light, like to make it work, from it being super dark and the enemies being lit up to enemies having dark lights on, like curse lights, and just it really is just the genres making. If this were straight horror, I think DirectX 12's lighting would be good. Also, DirectX 12's lighting is really heavy. That too. And see, now you can see you're in the light. But you really were never in the light. Poppet has a light. And that's the light that's telling you you're in the light. Like, oh, look. Now she's like, well, you're in the dark now. Actually, a nice person in chat explained that I should, you know, dim it back and forth like that, which is why it does that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's why the darkness is done in a purple tint. Or like, you know, it's like that. I went with like, almost like a bluish type of thing in some cases, because the real purple is usually the curse itself. But, you know, it's to show that I want you to be able to see, but I want you to know you're in the darkness. And the best way to do that is to go with what they do in those animated things, because they want you to see their thing. Yeah. This, like, lighting has been a big experiment here. I haven't balanced it very well. Like, your curse scoring coming back is like such a powerful effect because, you know, her dodge thing. I'll improve the dodge. Now it's just shift and it goes whichever direction you're in. So much better than the old dodge. Why isn't her curse recovering? Oh, I know why. Also, I got a follow or something like that. Let me see what happened here. Oh, thanks for the follow, Mr. Sax 420. RZA. Oh, it's 2 days ago. Sorry. Houseboat. I didn't notice that. I wasn't even streaming when that guy followed. Cool. So, yeah, I've been experimenting with that. There are times where you're still in kind of darkness, but the darkest rooms are usually ones that are... I think this room is like really dark. Let me see. Even this isn't that dark. You really can't make it that dark with DirectX 11's lighting. At the end of the day, it really is DirectX 12 that makes it like insanely dark. So, but even this is still somewhat dark, but it's still not that dark. But you can at least tell you're in the darkness. I just think it works out a lot better. And then the whole curse safe thingy was because even sometimes I couldn't even tell. So again, now I'm really letting you know when you are safe and when you are not. Yeah. I had to disable a lot of these things, like DirectX 12 will cause the engine to crash, especially when I'm streaming in short order, and it provides this message up here perpetually saying that it's gonna have slow performance because it's run out of VRAM or something like that. So the strategy with that has been to not use that. The engine crashes after 2-3 hours. I get about half the FPS in general, and I can't see the game. So that's the story of how I decided I wanted to see my game. Or as I like to call it, the Game of Thrones theory. It's better if you can see your game, or you can see your show. And if you can't, well, yeah, you should probably look into ways to see your stuff, because it's probably pretty handy for the player to see your stuff. Maybe not. Maybe you don't want them to see that. Maybe you're just like, listen, I made all this beautiful stuff so they can never see what I did. Personally, I don't really ascribe to that, but who am I to, you know, tell people they're wrong about being able to see your game. Yeah. I just tell everyone to switch off it. Like, I mean, I haven't seen a great benefit to it. People act like it's amazing, but I think that's why Unreal Engine has such terrible performance in all these AAA games, because they're just like, DirectX 12 is trash. Like, it might not be trash by itself, but in Unreal Engine, it's trash. It's really bad. Like, it has so many problems. And, you know, I don't want that. Wait, why am I designing in the darkness again? Wasn't I just talking about how it sucks when you can't see things? Pretty certain I was. I don't want the moon targets, thank you. Let me do this straight over to here probably. Just a little extra area to wander through, I think. This little bonus room is going to have so much crap in it. I might hide the key up in here, too. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll have Poppet cell mode, where, you know, literally it's just super dark and you can't see crap. Beautiful. The stealth game now. Unfortunately, it's only the enemies playing stealth. It's not you. You don't have any stealth at all. I considered stealth mechanics. At one point, I was considering the ability to hide, but I'm going to cut that out. That's a mechanic for a different genre. It's one thing for Charlotte to chase you and basically be an invincible killing machine that you have to hide from. Well, but you have to go to safe areas. It's another thing to make you have to hide, like you're, you know, and wait and do nothing. This is the wrong genre. It's the wrong genre for stealth mechanics. It's kind of weird. At least in my mind. Guess I can point this up some too, for that matter. I could just make it loop around. Or I could just make it go outside, for that matter, too. They don't know. What do I care? It just goes into a wall. The beauty of steampunk is you never need to explain pipes or gears. You just get those for free. At least that's the theory, right? Like at any point if you see a bunch of gears and stuff, it's totally fine. So how am I gonna have you get up to here? You have the Empress at this point, so I could have an Empress plant. But no, I'm not doing that. Nah, man, nah. I just made them jump across an army of Empress plants. We're doing machinery now. Yeah, I'll put this here. Can I even make this jump? We're about to find out, because I'm going to test it. I'm going to have to rotate it if I'm going to plan on doing that. Maybe something like this. And then this one might not want to be over here. I can't decide if I want to animate these or not. Probably not, because they're pretty heavy, but... Yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking on what I'm going to do to improve things and just make stuff be a little more focused. I don't think I can make this jump, but we're going to pretend like I can. Also, I need to disable Poppet being always in the light. Oh, I set up a system with gameplay tags now. These bizarre little things are... basically what amounts to an army of true falses that you can put on anything. And they're all just shared across everything, so you don't have to do anything special with them. And so I redid a bunch of stuff to work off those. And I just have a status for whenever the sun's active, and I can just use that in order to make myself immune to the curse. Yes, I have no abilities equipped there, so we're going to turn this light on. It's nice because you can just give a gameplay tag and remove a gameplay tag, say like from an enemy or anything, like everything in the game has access to them. So it meant less interfaces. I didn't need an interface for every single type of, you know, map variable I had. Now it's just, oh, I just interface their gameplay tags, all of them, and I just find the one I want. So that's helpful. I don't think I can actually jump that high. I might be able to jump on this. Maybe not. Yeah, she can't quite jump that high. I redid the jump stuff too so that she doesn't slide as much, because I was just falling to my doom over and over and over. Oh, that is not gonna work. I wonder if I can make this jump here. I'm gonna test it, see if I can make the jump this way, because I don't care if it's something weird, because this is for a collectible, so I don't care if it's hard. You can almost make that. Excellent. So if that's the case, let's do this here. But like from here I can probably make it. I'm gonna reduce the amount of time she hovers too, because I'm gonna do a lot of testing and that's just tedious. Another thing I was testing with having was loading too slowly, so she wasn't landing where she was supposed to. There's a lot of issue with the order things load that I didn't really realize was a thing. Especially with these open world levels. Because if you were to like teleport someone across the map, it doesn't load in all the stuff immediately. It'll take a moment, which means your character can just fall out of the world. So you find that to be a big problem a lot of times. Oh yeah. That's not even a problem for that jump. That's a... Okay, well first off, this is obviously not acceptable, this setup here, but... Yeah, and I can just grab the crystal ball and just does a little thing like that. Have him jump down. I need more things to hide, I think, or just other collectibles, or maybe I put it over here, like make it harder to find. Probably do. This game can also get incredibly difficult anytime I want by just simply making the how fast you lose your sanity. I can make it faster. Which means you have to run back to the light way more often. And also limits how far you can really go. Like if I doubled the time, the sanity loss, you would only get like half the distance there, because I'm going to balance that out too, because I want you to be able to make certain areas, and other areas I can just block off by saying, oh, you don't have enough sanity, you will make it. I guess I want to make him go up here intentionally to be that guy. You can actually get out without getting this key. It is actually possible to just jump back out if you want. It's a little complicated, but it can be done. I tested it. So if for some reason you decide you can't successfully get up here because you fail at a couple jumps. Hey Fox, how's it going? Sorry, I've been absent for a while. Kind of had a lot of health problems. Oh yeah, like I ended up in like the emergency room like twice, and I took like an entire month off dealing with like health problems, and even now I'm still kind of suffering them, but I was like, I missed streaming and working on the game. Oh yeah, all of January I was completely worthless. That's why no one saw me. Oh yeah. Well, the streams are much shorter. Like I ain't doing those long things there. I think I was just overkilling it, because I was doing like 14 to 16 hour days between streaming and work, and it was just yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, well, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I have to go drop by your stream and hang out and everything like that. I've been so focused on like that. It's like, I just started streaming, I think 2 days ago or something. And I streamed like 2 hours and I was like, okay, I'm good. Kind of chronic, I guess. I don't know. Because I've been battling it for like 5 years. I get like neuropathy in like my arms, legs, and head. And the first one, it came with like a whole bunch of problems. Like, I had like spiking blood pressure. My whole body would hurt and everything like that. Anywhere that wasn't numb. I couldn't even move my neck. Like, it was terrible. And, yeah, for the most part, it wasn't really that bad. I mean, other than I went to the ER, I think like 10 times over the course of it. It took like 3.5 years to get over it. What did the Western medicine do during that time? So anyway, that's what Western medicine did during that time. It's like, we'll run some tests. So we ruled out a million things. And then, right around late December, I started having like some problems again, and just like January rolled around, all the neuropathy returned, like all the limbs and like that. I couldn't even think straight, and I started getting like dizziness, like every time I'd stand too for some reason, and it was just like, so. A couple more trips to the ER. They gave me some medicine, which was supposed to like, maybe they're like, maybe it's migraines. So about that medicine, it caused migraines. That's true. It caused me to get dizzy for like, I think the first time I got dizzy for like 12 straight hours. I went back to the ER thinking something had gone horribly wrong because of that. I was just like, I'd have someone drive me because I wasn't safe to drive. It was just like, I got off that medicine after like 10 days because it was just like, oh god, this is the worst medicine ever. They tried that as a, maybe it's this. Guess it wasn't. Yeah, I need waifu nurses. I need waifus in general. So yeah, I could bore you guys over all the different tests I've done, everything like that. We've pretty much narrowed out everything. I do have like multiple disc bulges in my neck, which they told can't cause the problem. Western medicine has decided the spine does not go into the back, so no one's ever looked at that, because why would the spine go anywhere into the back, right? It stops at the neck, apparently. I've had my head MRI'd. I've had my kidneys MRI'd. Still not my back, though. Very important. I did that test where they like jam needles into like your hands and like, feet and like that, and then start running electricity through it. That was fun. We love that test. Actually didn't feel like a whole lot. It was, yeah. But what's helped during the course of all these things there? Walking. For some reason, long walks like over time have helped a lot. Because when it first happened like 5 years ago, I was barely able to walk like 100 feet. And then, I mean, this time around, I've been walking 10,000 steps a day. And when doctor's like, maybe it's your heart, I'm like, listen, my chest doesn't hurt. I have no weird heartbeat. My blood pressure's perfect. Unlike the first time, my blood pressure was terrible. For this time, my blood pressure is absolutely perfect, and I'm walking 10,000 plus steps a day, man. We tested my heart 2 years ago. It's fine. And, yeah, it was a mess. A physical therapy helps. Turns out the physical therapist is like, yeah, your back's messed up. So's your neck. Cool. And then, I'll snooze those ads because I was doing that. Deep tissue massage helps too, because I think the muscles just get tight and they just yank on the spine. So I think it's just that. I think I don't know what caused it though. That's the thing that's weird. I've had no situation, no major injury. I didn't crash a motorcycle like that. Just one day it started. And that's what's confused everybody. So, and then one day it just came back not that long ago. But it's largely been going away, like, over time. So, like, today I've been feeling pretty good. I don't have the brain fog that comes with having neuropathy in your head. It turns out, if your head has gone numb, kind of like you've slept on a limb too long, yeah, it makes it hard to think. I hope so. I'm really hoping that it's like my latent mutant powers just manifesting into the world. If one day you see me as an actual villain, you'll know that my lifelong dream of being a mutant has come true. It wasn't my lifelong dream until now, but we can just go ahead and backpedal and say it was my lifelong dream. And just don't tell anybody. It's fine. I'm okay with this. I'll like liberate all the mutants out there. There's, well, I guess there'd be one, but I'll liberate me. And maybe a banker 12th. In some third world country where, you know, I wouldn't do it here. Some country where there's no extradition from the US. Just come back here with all my... Not dumb. Oh, and I want to live in some other country. No thanks. I'm good. So, yeah. That's the long and short of it. I finally, like, I talked to a neurologist. Neurologist was like, nothing neurological can cause that. My poor, like, primary care physician is going to be so sad because he wants to be a neurologist. He's always dreamed of being a neurologist. He talks about it all the time. And he really wanted it to be a neurological thing. And I haven't talked to him since because he's the guy who schedules everything. Yeah, he's just going to be depressed. Like, he's going to go and just, you know, maybe drink his sorrows away or something because he doesn't get to finally have that one neurological case. He's like House and Lupus, you know, like he needs this. He just needs it. He finally gets that case he's always wanted. Now you know he's been waiting all this time. So yeah, that's the... He's like, it's so great because you just tell people these things and they just basically means they're gonna die. And I was like going, that's what you want? That's your dream as a doctor? Just being able to tell people they're gonna die? Jesus. I got a sense of humor. I just thought it was funny. I was like, okay. Cool story, man. Thanks for that. Oh, yeah. So that's, yeah, pretty much. Oh gosh, I learned so much about how the insurance went. Like, it took 8 months to get my neck MRI'd, right? And, it does make his job easier, yeah. I didn't even notice your message about the prescribed drugs, dizziness drugs for vertigo. Yeah, exactly that. It's like, oh look, you're dizzy and you're having disorientation. Quick! This also can cause that and a bunch of other problems. Neat. But yeah. It's anyway, it does make his job really easy. It's just like, oh cool, what a deal. Good for him. Good for him. He's gonna be sad. His whole life is now officially ruined. His dream is dead. It's the saddest thing in the history of the world. We'll all pour one out for my primary care physician. Any of these? These are 20 and it's been quite a ride, but yeah, like the system for the insurance was terrible. Like, so I found out that it's like, okay, yeah, you have insurance, it'll cover these things. Here's what they didn't tell me. This is a really important note. They're all like, okay, stop. You need a primary care physician in order to get any kind of approval to do anything. How do we get one of those? Well, you just pick one you want. Okay, cool. You pick one of the places and they'll give you one at the location. Neat. Sure. I do that. Oh, it's a 5-month waiting list. What? Okay. But I went to the ER. 5 months. Okay, well, I guess I'm not technically dying. Because the ER said I'm not. I think that time I'd been to the ER 3 times. Cool. So, I do that. I finally get a doctor. It's so great. It's so wonderful. I lucked out. I got it in only 3 months. What a champion. And then, I talked to that doctor once. He has my neck x-rayed. He takes one look at that and says, you're fine. By that point, I've been to the ER 4 times. I think once by ambulance. Cool, neat, great system. What he didn't tell me is that he decided to get rid of me as a patient, which is so weird because I was so nice to him. I don't understand. I'm usually a very nice person. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. It just slows down the healing process. So, Then I go there and I'm like, well, when's the next one available? We'll let you know. Okay, so another 3 months go by. And one of the doctors decides the current one I have takes pity upon me after hearing how many times I've been to the ER. He's like, okay, I'll take you. I was like, thank you. And that's where we are now. He decided to keep me because, I don't know. He wants me to have a neurological problem. Duh. I thought everyone knew that. Apparently. Didn't we establish this? So, yeah. And so I did that, and I'm definitely of the opinion that over that time, the only things they've done to help me is there's a chiropractor, which I could, get 2 times a month for free without approval, so I just would do that, because why not? And then they sent me to physical therapy a couple of times. One time didn't help at all. It actually hurt things. Yeah. And that was it. That's how they helped me over the course of, the 3.5 years that I first dealt with it. Cool. Hey Mike, how's it going? I'm just telling him about how wonderful the Western medical industry is. But yeah, over the course of all that, deep tissue massage, I improved my diet even more. I already eat really healthy, but I made it even healthier. Got all caffeine out of my diet, all saturated fat, all sodium. 100% of all that is gone. Because it's the first time I was trying to lower my blood pressure. I was like, well, maybe it's a blood pressure thing. I don't know how, but sure. And, yeah. That deep tissue massage, walking, and just I'm fixed it. This time, like I said, I'm like speed running the same problem. I think I just overdid it. I was just being really bad to myself. I can't do those like 16-hour days. At some point, I mean, it'd be one thing if streaming was my job. I could do like, 8 to 10 hour streams, no problem. But 16 hours between the two things meant that I didn't have time to sleep. Too much strain on the body. As one doctor said, you're not exactly a spring chicken anymore. You're right, doctor. I am not a spring chicken anymore. I don't think I was a spring chicken to start with. But I sure don't feel like one now. IV syndrome? Yeah, pretty much. Imaginary villain syndrome. Yes, soon. Soon I will be patient 0. It'll be like COVID, but worse. Actually, that won't be that hard to be worse than COVID. Oh no, I don't worry about that. I think it's funny. Having a weird, almost bemused outlook at the whole scenario has really gone out of its way to help out a lot. You get used to it after a while. You're just like, cool, great, nice job, man. It's so helpful. Thank you for whatever you just did. Blah, blah, blah. Try some of the weird tests. Eventually, I actually stopped even trying to figure out what the cause was, and the simple reason was this. This was like the worst moment of the entire thing. My insurance provider got like switched, right? Oh yeah, that was terrible, man. Because sitting around 10 hours a day was just terrible. Yeah, anyway, the bureaucracy decided to change what the insurance was called. Still covered everything, but the new insurance company was like, listen, all those tests you just did, we're gonna need them again. By that point, it had been about 3 years to do all those tests because getting approval, the tests could have been done in about 2 months time because some of them were time related. So I'm just like, wait, you want to do them again? Like, yeah, we can't use those because they weren't like done under our watch or whatever. I was like, okay. So I finally gave up because I was feeling better and I just was like, whatever. And even now, I think that just whatever it is, the stress in the body prevents me from doing certain things. So I just need to respect the fact that I don't know what's causing these problems and I probably don't want to do this to myself or risk it again, So my streaming is going to be much shorter. I'm still going to stream periodically because I still find it fun. I like working on things and I like chatting with people, but it's going to be a lot less than it was. That's for certain. I'm not going to do that many hours a day. That's too much for me. I can't do it. I'll probably stream at night. I tried streaming in the morning for a while. one, all the appointments happen then, so it's pretty hard to stream in the morning. But two, I also just don't feel like working on game dev when I first wake up either. I'm just like, I could, but I don't wanna. Don't wanna. Why are these this color? Didn't I change the color on these things there? No. Interesting. Guess I just like this color better, huh? Oh, yeah. They did another x-ray today. They're like, we should x-ray your lower back. I'm like, you literally have an entire x-ray of my whole back. Everything. I actually paid to have it done. It was a while ago, but you want just one of the lower back? But why? Well, whatever. Sure. If the insurance is going to cover it, if that makes you happy, I guess. But I'm going to try acupuncture as the next thing, because some people I know have sworn by it. They're like, this thing is the best. I'm like, okay. At least it's actionable. It does something. Yeah, it's been interesting. I kind of want Steam here or something, maybe. Any dangerous gears in places? But yeah, the thing is like, why don't they just have you do the MRI thing? I mean, like, all these tests up to the MRI probably cost way more than an MRI. Why don't we just do the MRI and figure out all the problems? No? Okay, cool. Great. Neat plan. So, yeah. That's been my life. I do not go to a gym. I do some working out. You're right, the neuropathy is a problem. Because it can onset at any time, it makes working out questionable. In the best world. Hey, Sinispiri, how's it going? I really need an emoji that's like multiple ones like that. I just do. I guess I could put like a thing in the middle of these or something to hold these up, or I can just put them on the wall. I made these do damage, and I don't know if I like that. I almost like that you could jump on them more than I like them being able to do damage to you. Is that weird? That I'd rather you jump on the gears? Surely that's more fun than them hurting you. Probably is. Oh, 1 second. I feel like I've heard this one track a million times. I got a bunch of extra tracks. And, Vania gears? Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Right now I just have it where if you touch them they do damage. Which is this on-component hit gear mesh thingy. So I was going to use them as like some sort of reason to duck and get past them, but I think it's more fun to jump on things. Oops. Why are these gears here doing what they're doing? I don't know. Why not? I could also put some gauges here too that do just weird crap. Maybe. I might do that. I don't know. Well, these actually have a different color. Why didn't I change to these? I have questions. I can desaturate the texture and age it there. I think that's what it is. Desaturate, metallic, blah, blah, blah. Oh. Where'd he go? These don't even serve a function at the moment. Like, they're just something to jump on for no reason. I guess it could be an alternate way up. It could be a way to get up onto this, but then once you get up onto this, what does that do for you? Can you jump from there to there? I could make the pipe, like, higher up, and then make it another way up into the maze up here. Just two ways you can go, just for fun. I can also just not connect either in the middle, and if I don't connect them in the middle, like those pipes in the center there, then you have to go up both jumping puzzles, which is, you know, my idea of fun. Oh, actually, I can just jump on that. I should jump straight up. That's easy. Okay, well, it's very easy to jump between this, by the way. Oh, no. Okay, well, oh, never mind. I can jump out. I was like, oh, once again, pop it too small. I forgot the new game animation sample lets you, doesn't push you up as much as the other one. I did a lot of tweaking so she sticks landings and doesn't. I could make these move. I don't think I want to do that to people though. I thought about it. There is an animated version of these. Yeah. Well, that could be the case. I think you can actually make it up without these gears. Doesn't mean I won't put gears here anyway. Half the fun of this game is that I actually just put a lot of ways to go things because it's actually intended for like people to wander around it, not actually, you know, a doll. So if the doll, you know, happens to jump around it, then it's just additional fun for them, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you could actually jump on that. Let's say I have one up here. Look at that. Or which direction are you spinning? -1. That's a -1 as well. Wait, they're all oh, the rotation. Are you all spinning the same direction? Did I grab the same gear? Am I stupid? I might be stupid. I might have something that's time-based. I don't know. Like, I don't want to put too many mechanics in the same room, I think, you know? These rooms are really big. Yeah, they all go in the same way. That doesn't make any sense. That's dumb. In that direction. Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up, not move towards it. Thank you. Yeah. I might have something that's time related. I could see it. Like, I'm not opposed to it. Oh. This room is just purely a... I wanted a room that was a machinery room that's like is running all the crap out there. And that's it. So, and this room has to hold 3 things. Well, I guess it doesn't have to hold one if it doesn't want to. It needs to hold the key to get out, so you can use this door. It has a crystal ball in it, and then it has the power up over there, but you need a key from somewhere else to get that power up anyway, so it's not like it's super relevant. Okay, that jump is harder than I thought, and also I don't see how you're getting up here. Okay, you can't really jump on that. That's good to note. You can jump here. You can't make that jump. There's an argument, do you even need these other areas, though? I don't like how that plays out at all. I think these need to be lower. Not even sure I want you to jump on these, honestly. They're just there. There's no easy way up to this yet. I could actually have a shelf over here and you could jump from the shelf onto that too. That's another idea. Oh, it came with the model. I mean, I've done the animation before, the rotation animation. It's not that hard to do. You see, it's just a timeline and you just make a rotator. You just rotate based on that. It's not like... nothing too special about it. I think it has the timeline just, yeah, the timeline's just set to loop. But if you want to see somewhere where I program the animation, this, when you turn these on, this spins. The little handle does. Then I have a timeline that lerps it. It's just setting the world rotation like that. And then an alternate one when you flip it the other way, it makes it rotate the other way. Because I made this light. Like I made it out of pipes and things like that and gave it a little spinning thing. I just built it and I took one of these wonderful bulbs and put it on top. I'm going to make a steampunk key to replace these little crap keys too that are just floating around because I just like steampunk things. I don't like this, you know, crappy little key that's just... This came from an asset pack. It's fine. It's not like a terrible key. Oh, I forgot. I have this set here. Rotate it that way. I want to be able to see it. Like I'm using those keys and I'm using where's one of these other keys at? Blah 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 blah. And I have these little keys as the ones that open these chests here. The goodie boxes. And you'll want to open all the goodie boxes because they have exactly what you'd expect in a goodie. Something that's just, you know, awesome. And I just kind of hide them places. I don't make you jump to them. I make the puzzle is getting the key in the first place. And once you have the key, then you need only get back to it. At least that's my theory. I might grab a shelf. I redid the floor in here. I found this glorious thing. I'll actually show you guys in a second. The new floor is so much nicer. Oh yeah, I'm always happy to tell people about all the stuff. I'll change the floor in this one too. I got given this wonderful pack here, Cathedral Main. I most certainly plan to use this later. So. I have plans. Let me change Poppet up so she can run around. If she doesn't have this gameplay tag, she can't run around. Well, she can, but... Oh, that's the interface. I'm dumb. Poppet? Gameplay tags. I was already on it. Status... Sun Tarot active. Basically, I'm just using the Sun Tarot even though I don't have it. So this is actually scaled to normal size. I actually changed the light up a bunch here. Yeah, I got given it by one of the stream viewers because they got a Humble Bundle and they had a bunch of them. They already had this, so I was like, ooh. And I definitely plan to have a dark church at some point. Not the little crappy chapel. No. No. Also, you can go out here into weird space. I changed the, I put the ultra dynamic sky. I took their thing out. This looks different than what they had, but that's okay. Obviously, it'll be much bigger because, you know, Poppet, I know this is a spoiler, but Poppet's actually a normal-sized character. She's actually not tiny whatsoever. Exactly. But yeah, like the game is just huge. That's the difference. It also comes with a dungeon. Yay, dungeon. So I've been thinking about the various, like, you know, like, this is got terrible collision, but the various ways to go about having your the curse working like that, and what kind of religions exist in the world, and what kind of like things like that. Because, you know, there was, oh yeah, lots of layers. There was definitely like 3 paths I saw that I could easily go for how these rituals were performed. Like, you know, I mean, there's the obvious of like, oh, there's so much voodoo crap anyway, it could have just been voodoo, and that's fine. There's the whole, I could go the Cthulhu route where elder gods, things like that, or I could go like, you know, the third route of like, you know, some sort of like almost like a Christianity type of thing, like a variant of it, something that mimics it, where, you know, the angels and demons type of thing. And now I'm definitely going to go with that last one for, like, you know, the connotations of the world. Like, I have my own religion, you know, there'll be enough connotations so I'll kind of fit that. But the reasoning for it's really simple. You can find assets for that. What you can't find are assets for like anything that's like elder deity, God knows what, or like voodoo things are pretty rare too. So like, I mean, I was like, the options I have were kind of limited. I was like, oh well, you could do this, but I'm just saying. Unless you're gonna hand model everything. Why does this tile look so much better than the tile I was using? I have questions. So many questions. Like, this tile here is nice. The one on the ground's not. What the hell? I'm gonna keep that as a second, go back to the other. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll tweak it to my own religion, things like that, and I'm not gonna heavy-hand it because I don't see any reason. I don't need to explain why these things are happening, but having weird, you know, religious connotations just around kind of is helpful to just, you know, show the world. Also, if you pick something that is easily recognizable, you don't have to explain it. I like the Cthulhu example, right? So let's say you have this, you know, this weird octopus, like, god thingy that lives in the ocean or whatever. Sure. Now you got to tell me all about it. You got to explain it all like that. If you just said, LOL's Cthulhu, you don't got to explain anything. I know what Cthulhu is. Perfect. So, you pick something people know and you don't got to do anything. You don't, and well, anyway, just saying. It's the same floor, it just looked really nice in that one and terrible there. Cool, anyway. Yeah, so I talk to people who design their own worlds all the time, and they're making all this special lore, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. You know, you're going to tell your story like that, but if you make your lore with some bizarro world, God knows what thing that nobody's ever heard of before, you're going to have to explain that now. Like, it ain't free, you know, like, you know, you're going to write a story, people have no idea what you're talking about, you're going to have to, tell me about it. I was grabbing the shelf, and then I forgot, because I got excited by the weird thing. Do I want this shelf here? I don't even know. I could have a shelf here, though. Shelves are a lot of fun for Poppet. because she can just jump on them. But there's no easy way up to this shelf. Not really. Oh well, thanks for dropping by, man. Definitely sleep well, and I'm gonna try to start streaming again more regularly around like probably this time, in all honesty. Just usually for like maybe 2-3 hours. I'm not gonna do this ridiculously long streams, that's for certain. We saw what happened with that. We can all pretty much agree that was a bad decision. And just go with it. Bad choice. I think I might move this. I can't put it too close to that wall. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I've been feeling better tonight. A bit woozy, but overall, oops. I definitely am doing much better than I was. Otherwise, I would have stopped the stream already and be like, ugh. Catch you later. All right, so I'm going to do this and rotate it around here. I usually like to just have one big jumping thing in these small rooms. Like, I don't need a bunch of options, I don't think. One's probably enough. Because then from here I can easily jump to that, and then let's just say I close this off instead. Probably not a bad idea. I have a pipe ender I can just dump on the end of this. Fast asset. I could put a moon door on it. It's true. There is a moon tarot which can open up moon doors. It basically makes illusionary things real and real things illusionary. With its effect. I just block that here, and then I can have you jump onto the shelf, and then from the shelf I can have you jump onto this. I don't even need the gears over here. Unless I want to be sadistic and put the gears over here and have you jump from the gears over there, but that's just kind of a lot of, I don't know why you would do that. I wonder if that'll work. I can already get up onto this. That's assumed that'll work. Yeah, I'll probably go like 3 hours, and then after that I'll probably just, call it. Nothing too incredibly long. As much fun as I have just, chatting and everything. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. At least I put the thing on so I don't drain curse the whole time. Or drain sanity. Yeah, you really can't jump on those with the dam, can you? You fall in here pretty easy. To be fair, you really don't necessarily need the table. You could probably just jump your way up this thing like this, honestly. Kinda. These were never really intended as jumping things, so it's kind of obvious that they're maybe not the best. They're kind of weird. But to be fair, much of the game's design is all about not necessarily being really built for certain things anyway. Okay, well, I think I want to reverse the direction of this thing. I think I'm just going to rotate it, actually. Maybe I'll have a section later where they're actually animated, where they're moving around. I do have the animation for these. It's just... It's pretty hard to make the jumps otherwise. I thought there were more music tracks listed. I don't pull up some of the other new ones. I didn't even list all of them. I got a whole bunch of I got like another Humble Bundle with a bunch of music that I liked, and I haven't had time to listen to all of it. I keep meaning to, but I just didn't. I have no other explanation. I just didn't do it. Where did I put it? What's this? Game Music Treasury?
Is that the better one? I don't even know. Not like so. It was just new game music treasury. I'm just gonna grab the whole thing and dump it on here. Be lazy. I don't want to sit there and mess with it. Moment. About music. Grab all this music. Maybe it sounds like crap. I don't know. We'll find out. Of course, there's music on this too, but... Okay, it's really easy to just fall off these. I don't know if I can make this jump. Sure can. Okay, now this is getting ridiculously hard. There's no way that's gonna make it work. Okay, so yeah, errors, blah blah blah. It doesn't like certain things. Could have another shelf on the other side, double shelf style. So you jump from there onto the shelf, grab that, and then from here you can work your way up. Could be the longest way ever to get on this window, and then you go out here and do things. But I haven't made anything out here for the window, so I don't know if I want to do that. This is already getting to be kind of a hard room. But it's purely optional, so I pretty much feel like I can make it terrible on the player because it's so optional. So I don't really care if they, you know, eat their lives too hard on it. Like, it's fine. I hate that these gears don't do anything. I guess I can just leave that. I mean, I guess not everything has to necessarily be a way to go. Some of it can just be there to screw with the player, too. Pretty much dividing it into two things, where rooms are either a jumping puzzle or like a combat area. Like sometimes have like a bit of both, but the enemies need big areas to fight in, and I do need a couple more enemies, I think, just before the boss. I really want to make it where it's, you know, pretty good, a lot of options, so... I'm not jumping my way back up to this, I'm just going to cheat. Some of these tracks from the game dev market are... well, there's a humble bundle, but... doesn't exactly fit what I'm doing, but sure. That jump is really easy. That jump seems like it's a little harder than it should be. She kind of sticks in that pipe, that's a little weird. Oh no, don't fall. Sometimes my keyboard seems like it doesn't quite, like it lags on the thing. Like I'll hear the click, but I think it's a problem with my Bluetooth setup. Mouse does too. Sometimes the mouse will just lock up. Not done very often, but every once in a while. I don't want to fault the game when, you know, it could just be my crappy system. That's easy once you're in there, and then you just run over and grab your stuff. But here's the thing, I have unlimited sanity right now. If I took that off, I don't know if you could even pull this off. I think I need another light, like after you've earned your way over there. Also, I might want this to go down a little bit too. Let's say I move this down a tiny fraction.
If I do that, I'll probably match it on this side just because it'll bug me that they don't match. You can just jump on the pipes. The gears are just kind of there for looks at this point anyway. But I probably want an additional light somewhere around up here, I imagine. Always have to remember, in this game you are under the gun. And, you know, how long you really have at any given time, because if you don't have a light nearby, you're just kind of SOL. Probably want to do something over here too to make it a little... Well, first we'll do the obvious. We'll see if there's anything over here in the generic stuff I have that's maybe like stained metal or something. Oh, let me select them all actually. Probably not. Could just do wood too. Maybe they have a material amongst these that's pretty good. Probably not. But I'm willing to look. Oh wait. This one. Not a material that tiles, unfortunately. That does. Well, first of all, how does it even look at night? I gotta click on something that's not that, then click on this. I guess that's not horrible. Floors? Just jump in and see how it looks. I don't know if I like it or not. I think it's kind of... It just gives off a light to it because it's just so white. It's not actually giving off a light, but the way it hits the darkness is so weird that it makes it seem like it's not dark in here. I think it's my issue with it. There's so many ways up on this. Like, I don't even care that there's like... Apparently you can just go through that pipe, huh? That's awkward. Sometimes the collision on things that are on splines is kind of not the best. So, oh, there's a loop there. Yeah, that doesn't look right. That looks just like a poorly tiled thing. What am I doing? What's up with this base color? Why does it get like that? It's weird. I was hoping for more of the other, like more of a... I'm gonna use... Let me, actually, does that look okay? It's kind of like the wrong material, you know? Let's use this one. We're going 8-bit now. I can get behind it. I don't get out much, so you know it's fine. What? That's... The more I move it, the brighter it gets. I don't even know how that works. Questions. Okay. Have like a green version of it. Weird. Sure, we'll just do that for funsies. I always just change the colors I see fit. On one. Oops. Don't change the machine. Yes. Yes, indeed. Make it green just because the safari area is like all green for the most part, so I could make it a lighter green too. It's kind of a bit of a flavor. It's also still dark, and that's important. Probably leave it like that for the moment. Hi, Secure. Doing pretty good tonight. Kind of working on stuff. Feeling relatively healthy tonight, given my previous month of not that healthy, so there's that. Currently building a new little side room that kind of operates as controls for this room, with a secret way in and a weird pipe maze above it. I don't even know. Originally I was planning for October, but then I had to take like a month and a half off for health reasons, so I don't know if that date's particularly accurate anymore. So, you know, at some point. The demo's not incredibly far off, I suppose. I need to work on some things because I have a new like menu system and everything. Goes through and does a lot of stuff. So I did all that already, so that's cool. I need some work, obviously. You can now save anywhere you want. I still have to put in other menu things though too, so that the tarot menu doesn't do much yet, because it's just halfway there. I don't know if the demo is going to come with a map or not, because I don't even know how much you need a map for. I mean, the demo takes like 20 to 30 minutes or something like that, but It's gonna be pretty hard to get lost, I think. Some of these new tracks are really interesting. Probably shouldn't play them over the top with the game music, but whatever. Okay, this is actually surprisingly harder than I thought. Oops. This room is optional, so it can be hard, and I don't care. Did not make that jump at all. This jump even possible? Should be. Made it earlier. Oh, thanks, Bard. That's so nice. Yeah, I miss streaming in general. I just miss chatting with people and everything like that. And the game, I got things done in the game so much faster while streaming. It's just nice. I didn't realize how much I just gotten used to it. Just... I would quit my regular job and stream all day if I could, but let's be real here. That didn't happen anytime soon. You can't make this jump. But now that I'm just feeling healthy-ish again. I mean, I never solved any of the problems that caused it, but... Oh, wow, it's so nice. Yeah. I'm gonna try to stream at night, like night for me, like pretty much around this time, or actually earlier than this, but I tried streaming in the morning, but between medical appointments usually being in the morning and me just waking up and not wanting to do game dev, it's just like, oh, the first wake up, it's like, what am I doing? I don't even know, man. I ain't caffeine yet, I can't be creative. Yeah. So I think I'd rather stream at night. I really just would. It's like when I feel like I want to, you know, do weird things with dolls, I guess. Sounds terrible. Excellent. As intended. Yeah, you can easily make this. It's not that bad. Yeah. Yeah, you easily have time to grab everything. Grab the crystal ball. I still gotta write something in for those. I'm definitely gonna change out the character and those like that, but oh no! Run over to the light quickly! Go to the light, my child! Step into the light! Yeah, so it's possible to get up there. That's good enough. And it's not too incredibly hard because I don't want to make it that tough. I mean... This is like, it is an optional room, sure, but you're not that far into the game at this point. Right? Because you've got 1 room, 2 rooms, 3, 4, 5, and then this is like a 6th room as an option, and then the 7th room up there. You gotta backtrack through rooms and get stuff as you go back through them, so technically there's more than doing than just go through the 7 rooms, but... I came to the conclusion of the demo, which is going to be up to beating Patrick. I just saw how long it took and realized that it was already going to take you like, it takes me like 20 to 25 minutes to beat Patrick. And I know where I'm going. If that's without story, how long does a demo need to be? It wasn't going to be all the way up to like Voodoo, but that'll probably take a player like, you know, like 2 hours by itself. Just to play the demo, because there's so much to do before you get here that's like, even though ironically it's, you know, 1 door away from the starting room. I know some speedrunner will find some way to clip through the door, and that's fine. So you clip through the door. You don't have any of the abilities, but go ahead and clip through the door if you want. You can fight Vu with nothing. Good luck. I don't know how you're gonna hurt her, but they probably grab the Fool and then they clip through the door and they beat up Voodoo with just the Fool. And then from there, I don't know if you can beat the game without the Magician. It's gonna be hard. I'm trying to think how a speedrunner would beat this. Yeah. I've been watching them. A lot of these things, like, I think what they'll do, and I saw this with, I think with the Poppy Playtime 4, Chapter 4 speedrun, you slow down the frame rate. So the Unreal Engine loads really slowly, and then it doesn't load things. So if your frame rate is low enough, it won't load the doors fast enough. So you'll be able to go through there before the door is ever loaded. And because it's located right next to where the start is, technically you clip your way through that. It won't beat the game. Just because you got this, I mean, the key you need to take all, like, you got to take it all the way back to the Safari room. Because it unlocks this door down here into this room, so it's going to be interesting watching them do it. Like, I would love to reach a point where this game is so popular that people bother to speedrun it. That'd be awesome. Because I'm sure what they'll do is they'll realize, hey, wait a second, this game is, you know, built in a giant building, so can I just clip my way down to these lower areas? And just clip my way into, like, you know, these other sections that are going to be down here that I'm going to add? Clip your way into the basement? Originally, there was going to be a secret sub-basement, and you would have been able to clip your way all the way through there, but now I'm going to put that in its own separate little world. Yeah. Like I say, I will 100% watch people speedrun my game. I would love to see it done on like a Games Done Quick. That'd be so amazing. Even if it's during Awful Block. I don't care. Like, I usually watch Awful Blocks. That's all the games I've never seen speedrun before. I was like, a new game? Okay. I've watched a great many speedruns, but I've seen all the popular games already speedrun, so I don't really need to watch those again. Like, I don't gotta see you speedrun a Final Fantasy game again. I've seen all that. I've seen all the Mario games, you know. I've seen basically every Zelda, you know. If it's mainstream, I already seen it. But have I seen, like, Barbie Playtime Fun, who knows what, you know, Pony Ride 12,000 speedrun? No. I haven't. Time to watch the Awful Block and see how it's done. Show me how you can out of bounds with Ken in order to, you know, get the Barbie car faster. I don't know. I have no idea if that's a real game. It probably isn't, but, you know, in my mind it is. Okay, that was a terrible plan what I just did there. Everything I did there was a bad decision. So I definitely watched those. Those are great. Okay, we gotta remember not to do this at night. Like, turn the lights on when you build, so it's easier to see things, because then you get whatever's happening here, and it's just a nightmare. Yeah, I watch speedruns of just about everything. At some point or another. Most people don't build their games the same, like, build it as a building, though. Like, if you look, even if you're watching the Poppy Playtime stuff and everything like that, things are very randomly set up. Like, they're just, you know, corridors that they've set up in the middle of nothing, whereas this really is just built like a building. My intention is that you'll be able to fall to various sections of it or go up to sections of it, so that's why it's built like a building. But a lot of people don't do that when they make games, so... But that's okay. The super secret final area will not actually be part of the building. No. No, no, no. I have special things planned for that. If you can achieve it. Whenever you spline these rails, you can see it kind of does weird crap, so it's not the best. This is definitely music that I'm listening to. That about sums this track up in my mind. It's something I'm listening to. It's fine. Yeah. I definitely want it to be quality. Like, I don't want it to look like garbage at points, so it's not gonna be perfect. There's just a certain level of what is and isn't possible, but I think I can make it look a little nicer than I'm doing in some cases, so I'm kind of just tweaking it to see if I can make it beautiful. And right there, I don't like that it does that. It's really weird. I'm hoping I can kind of fix it a bit so it's a little less gross. Oh, did you see the Sky City change? I posted it on the Discord, but I don't know if you noticed it or not. Oh, I can just show you here. We in the clouds now, boys. We live in our dreams. I didn't bother to make the docks very cool, but now you can zoom below and we're floating. I was gonna have floating continents like a Skies of Arcadia type of thing. I decided to make a change to the world. Came about for a couple reasons. The first was I have very few ships. Like, I have a lot of airships because I own like so many steampunk assets at this point, because I mean the whole world's steampunk, so of course I'm just gonna collect those like crazy. But also I had that ocean, which I liked how the ocean looked. However, if you went to the audit and then statistics, the sum tris for the ocean was about 40 million. And right now, the rest of the map is only, 28.5 million. So this ocean, you could barely ever see anything of. Was like almost 2 times everything else on the map. I was like, oh, I see. Maybe I don't want an ocean. Maybe I would like less. And then I got rid of the mountains because it looked terrible without the ocean. But then I discovered this ultra dynamic sky thing. You could just have 2 layers of clouds, and I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Of course, it meant that I had to change some, like, concepts of how Poppet would talk, because, it used to be that she, worked at a place on the docks. That she'd know all about boats. But clearly, if there's no ocean anymore and they're in the clouds, she'd know all about airships instead. Exactly. I was like, I remember Skies of Arcadia. An old game, but if you've never ever seen it, it's the fastest I've ever seen an RPG give you an airship. Ever. In any game, they give it to you basically at the end of the first island, and that's because everything is like a floating island in the sky. You can't travel the world map without an ocean. It's cool because you got all these different, like, air currents you got to fight and everything like that, and they have like airship battles and stuff. That was a sweet game back in the day. But it's really old at this point. Like, it was on like the Dreamcast, I think, and then it was on the Dreamcast, and they made it on like the GameCube later. It's fun though because you got to be a sky pirate. You need to be a sky pirate in games. Jesus, I'm just down for that with airship battles. Hell yeah. Dreamcast was such a fun system. Just too bad it was easy to pirate stuff, so they didn't make any money, and Sega quickly dropped it. And then I had to duck my tail between my legs and I think I got like a PS3 after that, or was that the PS3 at that point? I think it came out? I don't know. The PS2 was like peak PlayStation. After that, I didn't like the PlayStation. It's very simple. PS2 had all these cool RPGs and stuff. It was amazing. It had a bunch of unique content. PS3, it really did. The unique content stopped. It was a beautiful time, though. And from that point on, I became a PC gamer. Also because I, you know, had it for work, and I was like, oh, it already does everything. Why am I buying myself a console? I'm actually relatively satisfied with the puzzle in this room. I could not run a table and instead run shelves. Yeah. I thought about making a Jet Set Radio style game because I remember that being really fun too. Hey Lepis, how's it going? Welcome back. Kind of put something else in here. It's the golf course room. Yeah, planter box or something. True. Oh, please. You can't grow out of the garbage on the ground. It's got to grow out of something like that. I usually just squish these because I'm lazy. I feel like I'm playing Witcher now. And now it's like a mix of the two. Weird. Comma separated values. That's fair. Oh, CSVs. I remember laughing because they're basically just objects from JavaScript, except for they have commas in them. It's like, this is the only difference. They're identical except for that. I'm like, but why? Sure, there's a reason. Do I know the reason? Nah. But I'm down for it just the same. I should almost shrink this hole here, but I think I can't because of the water. Yeah, I'm kind of limited. I can just grow through the wall, I guess. Sure. I could just do the same leaf ground here too and just make it match. That's another option if I just delete this. Like, there's the option to just do that. It matches the rest of the area. I don't know if I like that better or worse. Hard to say. For now, I'll leave it like this. That's fair. A lot of people use data tables. I don't like it, data tables, and that's just because I don't think that way when I write. Oh yeah, this is the new room I'm working on. It's a puzzle to get up to the top, basically. Where I'm hiding a key and a crystal ball. I might hide the crystal ball somewhere creepier, somewhere weirder, mess with people. It's a completely optional room, though. There's a lot of, actually a couple optional rooms in the game so far. Yeah, you're supposed to jump onto these things here and start using these to get over there. It's actually harder than it looks, too, because this is not the easiest jumping thing.
I missed that jump horribly. The jump's actually harder than I thought. One at a time. The music's bugging me. Oh no! Once you fall down between these, it's kind of hard to get back up. I suppose I had to test them a few times. I'm not that great at platforming. Also using the keyboard and the mouse. I should probably work on the controller support. I think the platforming is actually easier with the keyboard and the mouse, as weird as that is. And that's just because of the fact that it's easier to adjust the camera. Apparently I'm terrible at jumping though. Again, I will successfully make it through this. If I can't make it through it, then it's too hard. It needs to be fixed. Okay, apparently it's harder than I thought. Yeah, I mean the jumps are not the easiest. You're not punished very hard for missing the jump though, I think is the difference. Like, this isn't like a rage game. Like, if you miss the jump, you just fall below, and that's fine because you don't die or anything. I ain't punishing you that hard. I'm punishing, but... that jump's too far. Oh yeah, making jumps feel good is very hard. I also cannot jump very well in real life. That is a thing. These are true. The gear actually makes that harder. I'm just hitting that gear. I made it! I made it! I don't need the key anyway. Yeah, I thought I had the attenuation set on those, but they just don't seem to work very well. For some reason you can still hear them and you shouldn't be able to. I might set them where they only do something if they're, you know, really far away or something. I probably shouldn't have gone this way back. That took too long. Oh no! Run back, quick! Oh good! Run! Run! I should make it. I'm safe. No, there's enemies that shoot chickens. I'm gonna probably change it. They just shoot chickens right now because I thought it was funny at the time, and I've never changed it since. But you can get it if they can get it, and that's good enough, and it's moderately challenging. This is completely optional room, so, you know, I'm okay with it being a little obnoxious. I am going to inch this over a slight amount, though. Just a little. This one, too. Just so the jump is not that bad. You still have to click the button to grab the ledge in time. But I don't want her to pull herself through the ledge in that weird thing that she did. That was bizarre. I didn't like that at all. But yeah, something like this. And then I might put something over here to kind of make it a little better. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Can have a little mini waterfall here if I want. That's kind of a little much, probably unnecessary. Make it like a death area in here too. There's already enough death areas in here. I mean, like, this is how you get the heal. So if you you have to, well, you have to get into this room, and then with the key that you get, which I swapped out Patrick's key. So now the key to open that is over here, and Patrick's key is way over here. Over more death pits. Yay, death pits. Okay, I think it's time that we do something about these chicken noises. I think we can all agree. And I'll go back to working on that room, but there's chicken noises and we've had some good times together. Okay,
Okay, this music from the game dev market, I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm gonna listen to it all once.
Nuggets? It could be nuggets. I like nuggets. Actually, I really don't. They actually sound kind of terrible. I named this wrong. Update redirectors here. Otherwise, it won't let me delete these. I decided I was going to name the fortune teller Christabala. I'm a terrible person. What were the ones called? Okay, so it's a chicken noise, alright? It's a projectile. Do montage play, this thing there, fire projectile. Which projectile we're using? You. How does that work? Rare that you get an actual song with these, you know, humble bundles. He's still firing? I can't tell. There's an extra noise these make. I don't ever want to hear another goddamn chicken noise. So I'm just doing some other random room or walking through a pipe or whatever, and it's just like chicken noise, and you're like, but why chicken noise? Why? Why chicken noise? Boing, boing, boing. That's right, make your damn chicken noises. Make it! Make your chicken noises! Do it. Do it. You won't. You may make your chicken noise. Yeah, that's like way less bad. It was terrible. Yeah, they're funny for a while. It's not even that bad, but you know.
The fact that they can't... Yeah, it's like so much less bad. The fact that they can't actually move is kind of messing them up a bit, but that's okay. I just don't want to hear it every room. I'm okay with hearing it periodically. It's funny occasionally. It's not funny every 5 seconds when you're not even in the same room. Like... yeah. This room's getting so much changes done to it. It takes so much longer to do this room now. And the odds of dying in this room are super high. This is probably the first room where people will die. Almost certainly. Because this is the first room that really introduces instant death as an option. Everywhere else, the enemies are kind of wimpy. And they don't really instant kill you. But the water just instant kills you, so it's... Well, I guess technically the barrier around the building could instant kill you earlier. You're going after when you leave the building the first time. In the magician, actually right here. Oh, you got the full room here. Yeah, so the first instant death is actually here. If you try to leave the building. So they might die the first time they try to jump off the building like an idiot. Because I'll have Tinker warn them, if you try to leave the building, you'll die. And after that, hey, you know, if you're stupid enough to do it, you ain't got anyone to blame but yourself. You know? I also need to lock this up so there's like a little mini boss fight here. Yeah. I should just browse that asset. What am I doing? Well, actually, do I even want to be there or just want you to run past enemies? I mean, I guess you can just run past enemies. It's not supposed to be like a... It's like the first room in the game. There shouldn't be like any kind of super anything there. Okay, technically it acts as a third room because you go there, you jump up through all this. I redid this puzzle too, so now you jump up, you grab this instead, and then jump over there instead of that weird clipping crap that was happening previous. It was terrible. Yeah, you go up there, you do this, so that's like a third room in itself because it's like a room over the top of a room. There's a lot of that going on in this game. Why it takes so long? I'll be curious to see how long this room takes. This might just annoy the crap out of people, the maze. The maze has 3 things that are important in it. And a Tinker painting, but the Tinker painting, well, I mean, you'll want to find that too. But to progress, you'll need to unlock 2 of the things. The other thing you don't need to progress unless you want the best ending. I will make you find every crystal ball if you want the best ending. I'll be that guy. Oh, not that one. Where did I put my notes? I should make a steampunk key at some point just for funsies. None of that stuff I'm gonna add right now because a lot of it has to be stuff that's written. I do need to improve the combat. I don't know if I'm gonna do that tonight or not. I'm trying to keep my streaming somewhat shorter due to the fact all the health problems, because you know, I haven't necessarily completely gotten over them and I don't want them to happen again. I don't know if I could afford them to happen again. I had to take almost a whole month off work. I've been going 3 hours. I'm having fun with things, and when I'm having fun with things, I just kind of keep streaming.
Um, there's something here I need to do at that. I did that technically. Yeah, like I said, I probably won't stream more than like another half an hour or something. I'm trying to slowly work my way back into it. As much as I love streaming, and I'm definitely going to start streaming more at night, just because I just prefer to do my game dev at night. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to stream like regularly, like 2 to 3 hours a day, just for get back into it, and then go from there. If my health keeps improving, then I'll extend it a little more. Definitely not gonna do that 8 to 10 or 11 hours like I was doing. That was just a bad decision. I can't do that and work as well. It's just there's not enough hours in the day. It just isn't. Maybe with a goodie box somewhere else. I want something right here in this room. Like, I want this to not be completely open, or maybe I'll have some enemies in here to fight or something. I don't know. Technically, there's no room info for this one either, which is a thing to note. Because it's kind of part of this giant room, so the system I have for doing rooms isn't very effective for carving out small sections like this. Yeah, it's probably what it is. Like, I think it's a better plan. I really like, I love streaming, I love chatting with people, I want to do it all the time, and if I was healthy enough to, I would just do it the whole time, but does me no good if I just overkill it and go, okay, well, now I can't stream for 1 billion years, and then my entire plan of solely building an audience and, you know, being able to stream more often just gets completely thrown out the window. So I'll probably start around like, I don't know, maybe 10 p.m. on like, you know, whatever Pacific time most nights, and I'll just kind of stream for maybe like 3 hours to like 1 a lot of nights. Or maybe somewhere around there. Like, I'll get a schedule like that going, just something I can easily do after work. Can't really stay up all night anymore because if I have to go to random doctor's appointments, those are always usually in the morning anyway. It's pretty hard for me to be awake for those, and yeah. But overall, mostly tonight I just kind of worked on this room and chatted with people. I like the room so far. There's gonna need to be, I'm probably gonna do more with the gears and do something interesting. I want something here, I just don't know what yet. I'm fine with this area though. I'll probably put some enemies down here. I think tomorrow night what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on the combat. Like, the problem I have right now is that most of the enemies, they're just not a threat. Like, I actually upped all the damage of the enemies so that Poppet would have to occasionally heal more often, because like them doing like 10% damage every time she got hit was just nothing. Like, it didn't matter. There's too many heals, so I might reduce the amount of heals and make it where it's a threat now. I'm also debating on how quickly I really want to give that heal, or maybe I'll make the heal weaker. Because it's just, most of the time I just run past the enemies. There's no reason to kill them. They don't pose a significant enough threat for you to stop and fight them. And they don't reward you suitably enough for killing them. And currently the only reward right now is coins, and there's like exactly one shop in the game, so it's like I can make the shop kind of expensive, and if you want the things from it, you'll want to kill a lot of things, and that's something to do. It's just one more thing to kind of buy some, or give them a reason to fight. But it really feels like there needs to be one additional thing that gives them a reason to fight. Where the enemies just need to be really good at blocking so that you have no choice but to fight. Or they're just so hard to get around that they exact their toll in blood, so you might dodge them, but you take some hits in the process. And if they hit you hard enough, then, you know, you'll have to go back and heal at some point.
Problem is, though, is the Empress's ability pretty much negates the need for that. So there needs to be a restrictor on that. Something. So I don't know. There's definitely a balance issue going on there that I'm not sure what I'm going to do about. I really have no idea on how I can make that a threat. So that's something I'm going to think about there before the demo comes out. I need to solve the mystery of how to make that a thing. So yeah, I'll probably work on combat tomorrow, and then I'll do a bunch of testing on... I may even test how the levels play out. So far, I've yet to... the game packages now. I spent a lot of time fixing that. And, now the game animation sample, like this, I did the updated version of that, and it messed with the jumping so much that it made a bunch of jumps impossible. So I keep finding impossible jumps farther down the line. And that stopped me from getting through the full packaged game yet. So that'll be interesting to see if I can ever get through that. And the packaged game plays all the way up until you get to, till you beat Voodoo. But yeah. I don't know. But still, I've been feeling pretty good today. Like, I had like one dizzy spell during the whole stream where I turned my head just to and I was like weirded out for a bit there, but it's not happening for hours at a time like it was. So that's good. I can definitely get into streaming again during this time for a while, seeing if people want to watch me work on the scrap. I did much tweaks to this room, even though this room is not even in the demo, so I decided to end the demo one room before this. Well, the new floor helps a lot. Yeah, I'm just thinking about, like, I need to work on my combat a lot. It's not awful, it's fun. But it's not fun enough. Or it's not that it's not fun, it's not challenging enough. Also, the Empress is probably the most fun one. The Fool's kind of fun, but... yeah, I fixed the floor in this room so that it no longer has a weird hole in it. And I just think that looks way better, so... I shortened the jumping puzzle too, so I'm probably going to put a longer jumping puzzle in here, or a second jumping puzzle, because it's such a big room. As it used to be, the jumping puzzle to get the key went all the way up here. But because of the game animation samples changes, I kept missing this jump over and over and over, like so many times I couldn't even make these jumps. It changed the way you braked when you jumped. So like your character, it messed with the momentum too. So you didn't build momentum as fast. And when you would land, you didn't lose the momentum as fast. So you'd end up running off of things. And you would jump, but you'd fall short all the time. And it was just, I'd have to back up and then take running jumps to make every jump that was normal. I went through and checked the old settings I had on the version I had previous before I added that sample. And it fixed so much. Yeah. I think that's the plan tomorrow. Tomorrow's combat. I just want to get this room pretty well set up today, and I don't know what else I'm going to do with it. I need one other thing to do in here, just something to kind of, or enemies or something. I don't know if it needs enemies in here, though. I kind of like having puzzle rooms be puzzle-centric, and the other ones being not puzzle-centric. Like, you know, being combat-centric. I don't know. I'll probably make one additional type of enemy, too. Because this is the fourth room, but these rooms are so big. This is the first room that introduces the weird chicken enemies anyway. I'll definitely make them more threatening. I can probably do that now, actually.
It's not that hard to do because I could just make them react faster. Like I had them on a 2-second delay, and they had a 2,000. You know, it was between 2,000 and 900 that they would launch chickens, right? And so by doing this here, I can also reduce the number of things here. They can fire projectiles more often instead of moving. They also have a dopey little jump. Let me put the nav mesh down again real fast. I'll just nav mesh this room. I don't need a full nav mesh. Ah, screw it. I'll put the full nav mesh. I'm thinking about I'm probably just gonna tweak combat tomorrow anyway. I just put it in this room because it's like right in the center. Uh, 300. Calculate that. I'll be right back. Break. Old nurse the house. Let's see here. So I put that back there. Let's test and see how quickly they fire. They're just not threatening. Enemies that aren't threatening just seem terrible. I could put a weapon down and actually start attacking them too, but I just want to see how quickly they attack. See if I can run by them, honestly. Too often it's just like, oh, just run right on by. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Flat nothing. Just get wrecked. Do it. That's a little harder to run by them. Okay, the damage on that is just nothing, dude. Well, they go way ham now. Let's up the damage on that. Let's make it a legitimate threat so you want to fight them. Let's double it. Poppet has 100 health, so double damage seems pretty good. Should help make it at least somewhat interesting, I imagine. I could up their move speed too. I don't want it to be that annoying. I mean, like, we're not that far into the game. I also plan to recycle later versions of them, but I'm gonna have them dressed up as funny other versions of dolls, like everyone's just playing dress up. You know, to assume that Charlotte's literally gonna be like, you know, dressing up the dolls to somehow say they're different. This fits the whole pretend theme. Not all dolls will be, there'll be unique ones too, but there'll be some dolls that have been like, they'll come back, but they'll be dressed funny. New attacks probably, or something like that. They're definitely much more threatening than they were. I'm gonna grab a fool and drop it here. I'm definitely gonna make the enemies way more aggressive. I might up movement speeds. I don't mind what movement speeds. You know, these ones I want them to run away and try to attack you, so they're cowards. So they have no close range attack. You run up to them, do that, but they work by swarming you. So I put this thing down to even grab it. Nice. No, I think they need to have an attack up closer than that. Like 900 might not be good enough. They're definitely more threatening because they hit me a couple times. And that one's just like Whiff City, apparently. I can't hit him. Why is your health so high? What is even going on with that one? Which I guess is dead. I thought it wasn't dead, but... Well, they definitely do way more damage. Okay, that's better. I don't think I need to pump any more than this, actually. I need to reward you for killing them, though. Because I've already taken a huge amount of damage already just fighting them. I might even think they're too powerful. Got an error on this thing. I don't like this one. I don't know about for this game, but... Loop. Dashing through new layout. I'll put the validated get on these. Somehow it needs a validated get here and a validated get before him, but that's okay. We'll just do it this way. When I was doing the dialogue system, I learned about you could just right click on any kind of get node and just get a validated version. Why didn't you want to grab everything? It's annoying. And that would let you just skip having to have an is valid node. Really drops. Actually, what are the drops set for the other ones? Won't get the biteys. Now what it's doing is it's just, this is the full drop table of 9 items, 4 from a blank. Actually, we'll do half blank. And it runs it 3 times, and that's what it spawns when you kill them. So potentially get some good stuff, but not the best. Sometimes. Yeah, I'll probably get like another 8 minutes. Some 3.5 hours seems fine. I don't want to. Like I say, after all those medical problems, I really don't want to stress myself. It's already a longer stream than I did last time, by about an hour. But worst part is I'd love to just stream all night. I totally would. I think we've seen that. But I'll have to get up early tomorrow for some reason or something, and then I'll be sad because I'll be like, ooh, I didn't sleep. So, you know. Why is his health not vanishing? I have questions. If I just make the enemies more dangerous in this game, it shouldn't be a problem for me giving you a heal. They're way more dangerous now. They slide when they hit the ground, though. I've seen that on a lot of enemies. What's this now? Sure. Let's just preemptively do this one too while we're at it, you know? So I set this at current action to dead sooner, I believe, on these. Oh. Am I even setting him to dead? I am. There's even a stop movement right there. I need to rework this because I remember I changed a bunch of things there. Probably not something I do right now because I only probably gonna be streaming another 4 minutes or so. So probably not reworking that, but it's gonna be a tomorrow plan for certain. Guess I deleted anyway, so we don't need it. Does my combat need some work? Yes, it does. My poor neck does not love me. Don't injure your neck. It's a terrible plan, by the way. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend neck injuries at all. I'm just assuming the move command has to be going, but there's a stop movement here. And I set the movement mode to none. Unless they're like sliding, but you'd think they'd slide in the direction that they were hit. Yeah, that's gonna take a bunch of effort for me to figure out. I have to go down each and everything here. I probably just need to rewrite a... I should have stop movement a couple times called, and it doesn't stop it anyway. There's the death montage. Oh yeah, this one plays but it's stopped. It's at the end of the animation with a 0 play rate. So it plays the animation the first time, and then when it's done with that, then it plays the animation, but it only plays the last frame. That's how they stay laying on the ground. Found a location, death sound. Oh, this was set up so that when they get hit, they would drop their stuff when they landed. Or like spawn the bloody mess and everything like that. Honestly, I should probably take all the drops and move those up sooner though, right? Because otherwise, they'll drop all this crap and it'll be way later. I'm gonna do this. Let's take this stuff from here. I was just thinking I need to do this change. Because in the toy maze, you'd knock things out of the toy maze and you wouldn't get any drops. I do this. Take this and move this to the end of the death waiting room. Now they'll drop enemies wherever you kill them. I'll just leave these up for where I was previously at tomorrow. I'll do this test and then I'll probably just log off for the night. In 3 hours and 30 minutes, and that's a long time for me to, after all the health problems, to be like, yeah, I'll just keep going. Even though I kind of just want to keep working on this and solve this mystery right now. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Back to streaming. Might be too strong, or I have to have less of them. That one managed to hit me after it died. Did you see that? It got right back up. Yeah, I need to have a can't act thing or some sort of thing that just stops them. Yeah, the enemies are a little too powerful, I think, now. To find balance, because there's so many of them. I do like that the things are available a little faster. The fact that you can hit them while they're on the ground too is a problem. Alright. Well, with that, like tomorrow, I say tomorrow I'm going to solve the combat issues and things like that. Just go ham on it. Review of what tomorrow will be. Me getting hit by a whole lot of enemies and bashing them with the hammer until one of us goes down, right? See how many little shinies pop out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow night. Same time, probably. Unless I don't feel well. All those health problems, you never know, but we'll try to make it regular. So, have fun.